I'm very pleased to introduce everyone to my first guest for tonight's show, and that's Fiona from Slalom D. Hey, Fee.
Hiya, Tara, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for joining me today.
You're more than welcome. Thanks for having us.
Well, yeah, I kind of stalk you a bit on Facebook, so.
Well, that makes up for me stalking you at Rebellion, so we'll quit.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was a bit over drunk and at one point at Rebellion.
I think we all were at one point, yeah, so it's fine.
Oh, so Fee, I've known you it feels like I've known you for absolutely forever. And I guess it was at Rebellion that I first met you and saw you.
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
And since then I've seen you blossom doing your art and doing your music, and it's just really beautiful to see how you've kind of developed, really.
Thank
We'll
you.
start with your art very briefly. Can you just tell everyone a little bit about you and your art, and why you do the things you do?
Really briefly, I have no idea why I do what I do. I've just always done it. And I was very, very lucky. Grew up in a very, working class background. Dad worked in the shipyards, mum worked in the printers. But everybody in the family had these little side art projects that they did that kind of nobody really took any notice of. Or mum was a really good artist, grandfather was a really good artist, but nobody did it. We didn't come from the kind of scene where anybody did anything with it. Does that make sense? It was everybody,
Totally.
everybody had to go out to work, and
Yeah.
so I consider myself really lucky because I still had to go to work, but I had all these people to inspire us to draw from. And if I don't do it, I get really miserable. So that's kind of why I do it. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of the things that I really have to do. So, yeah.
So it almost like feeds your soul, really.
It really, I know it sounds really trite, but it does. Even if nobody sees it, even if it doesn't sell, like I've got to put something onto paper, even if it goes in a drawing and I don't look at it for another 10 years. It's just kind of got to make something. And punk fed into a lot of that. I think that's why I was always attracted to the punk scene, was it really encouraged making stuff regardless of whether it was a career or it made money or particularly well done. It was just do it. So I think that's kind of a lot of why I was drawn to the scene. Wow,
Brilliant. So I mean, it's a kind of therapy as well, almost, would you say?
Definitely. And I was an art tutor for people with learning disabilities for nearly a decade, and it really does help people. It does. It allows people, like you said before, to blossom and to, explore things that maybe they haven't before, or just express themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked. And then you went off and did an ology in it, didn't you?
Well,
I saw you like go, why have I done this to myself?
Yeah, I kind of have these mad ideas. People Roy has to put up with them all the time. But if I get an idea that, I really want to do something, I'll go and ask somebody who really knows about it. And I've seen online that you could do an ME in illustration. I was like, yeah, okay. Because they started funding it. They never used to fund MEs. Now they fund them. So it was like, okay, I'll get into a bit of doing it, but I don't have to pay for it yet.
Yeah.
And just being around other people that are doing stuff. Yeah. So glad I did it. Not sure why I did it.
But you did an MA. So you got a master's in art.
In illustration.
In illustration. Wow. And then what can you do now, like, as a result?
I wrote a kid's book. And illustrated it.
Okay. What was the kids' book?
So it's about a woman that is branded a witch. Basically, she's just lonely. She's probably menopausal. So it's a little bit autobiographical. autobiographical. She lives outside the village, and she basically goes out one night and interviews all the animals that live in the forest to be our best mate. But they
Wow.
all have, so the raven would rather be flying, and she's got to accept that they all have their own lifestyles till she finds a cat who wants to be her best mate. So you could read lots of stuff into that, but
That's
yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. Can you tell us what the book's called?
It's called Mother Marshall's A Magical Menagerie. So she's just kind of, yeah. It's just, I think, and I hope this resonates with you, and I think it does with a lot of people in our scene, as a kid, I felt like a real, I actually still feel like an outsider.
Yeah.
In a lot of situations. So it's just, yeah, it's an expression of that. But then going, when you do find your tribe, or even if your tribe's just one other person, then it's okay. And you don't have to fit in. You don't have to force other people to fit in. It's that kind of.
Yeah. I think I'm only just learning to be okay with feeling like an outsider. Like, I think I was an outsider before and I was a little bit messed up. But I feel as time goes on, it's like, yeah, I am an outsider. Yeah, I do spend loads of time on my own, but look at all the things I create and do, and actually I'm quite happy. I think change me now.
Yeah, I think it takes a long time to make peace with that.
Yeah.
And there's a misunderstanding. I always found it because I got tattooed or I did weird things with my hair, or people go, but you want to be an outsider. And it was like, I thought I was trying to fit in.
Yeah.
You know, and people go, well, you weren't like that at school. No, because I was I've always wanted to fit in. I'm not doing this on purpose.
You want to be accepted.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's this big thing of kind of looking at people that maybe are expressing themselves differently and going, well, you're doing that on purpose, and going, no, this is just what happens when I'm being me, and I want to find other people like that. And I think Rebellion's really good for that.
Yeah.
Looking around and going, oh, there's lots of us, isn't there?
Yeah, there are now.
Yeah. Certainly more than I thought there was, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's all good. Wicked. Okay, so I'm going to put a link up about your book, and if I can find some art, share it on the YouTube. Obviously, people listening on the radio, you'll have to go to the Fruck YouTube to check out Fiona's art. A lot of it is brilliant. Well, it's all brilliant. So yeah, major respect, lady.
Thank you.
I just want to, so you're in a band called Slalom D. I can't say it properly.
Slalom, like the skis.
Oh, Slalom. Right.
Yeah, it's an old punk lager.
Oh.
So it's an old really strong lager that they used to sell in the northeast and the northwest.
Wicked.
And punks drank it because it was cheap and it was strong.
Cool. All right, well, let's listen to a song. Can you pick one that you want us to play and just introduce it for us?
Imposter would be a good one, because it's kind of what we've just been talking about. That idea that even if you see somebody and they look really like they've got it together, most of us have the same kind of fears going on. So yeah, that's what this one's about. Thanks, Tara.
Wicked.
That's weird, having to listen to yourself back while somebody else is listening.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I like doing it on the YouTube, because I've been filming, you know, I've been doing the radio show since 2017. And I was due to start at a new radio station, which I was really excited about, but it didn't happen because I got blocked by this girl. It was like, really? So anyway, I just thought, oh, sod it, I'll just do more of what I'm doing. And yeah, I just interviewed so many people on YouTube and just used the audio. I thought, no, I'm gonna. Sometimes you're sitting there going, it's like, you know, like world when they're in the car, like.
I just don't know what the etiquette is when you listen to your own stuff to go, yeah, this is really good. I'll just be like, oh God, this is weird. Yeah. But I am really proud of that song. So yeah.
I mean, I can imagine live it's really vibey as well. So you're talking about being you know, feeling like an outsider, but then perhaps performing that to a room of people who feel like outsiders and you feel like imposter together. That must be. Tell me a bit about your live shows. What are they like?
They're getting much better because I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
It's weird because I can only do them from my perspective.
Yeah.
We seem to go down, we do go down really well. But I still feel, and that's how the imposter came about. I've been in the crowd for 49 years before I got on stage.
Wow.
So there's part of me still goes, it shows. People can tell.
Oh.
Because inside I'm going, why have I got this perspective? Like, I'm normally looking up. It's yeah. And there are times where I feel like a complete fraud. Because I think
we all do, darling.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning that as well. I feel like I've kind of seen behind the curtain and seen the wizard.
Yeah.
I know most of my friends are in bands. I know a lot of people in bands. So I knew it wasn't all glamorous, but I didn't realise how many people actually went, no, we're all just winging it, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and also we're all just kind of like feeding some kind of mental health issue. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're doing your art and you need to do it. Like I definitely need to write songs. I definitely need to sing. I'm definitely my most happiest. And people say, my goodness, I haven't seen you smile so much, you know.
Yeah.
You go, oh really? You know, so people notice.
The writing part, I'm sure we're phased into me being wanting to be creative.
and nobody could tear us down. In the Bronx, here we wait. Someplace living, out of stone, and on again. Someplace living, police are staring at me again. Someplace living, my time away. Someplace living, one clock money until daybreak. Suicide's don't go to the Bronx. Subway's open. Suicide's don't go to the Bronx. No, to the Bronx. No, to the Bronx. No, go to the Bronx.
And screw everybody else, yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
great story. Here is Final Girl.
Thanks, Darren.
I stumble and fall, but I'm still standing tall. All you see is the horror of my story. Had no hope at all. There's no hope at all. But I'm the last in the final scene. I'm the last. Yes, mine's the final scream. I'm the last, taking on your world. I'm the last. I'm the final girl. I am the final girl. I am the final girl. I'll keep fighting on, 'cause I'm alone and strong. All you see is the horror of my story. Had hope all along. There's hope all along. 'Cause I'm the last in the final scene. I'm the last. Yes, mine's the final scream. I'm the last. I'm taking on your world. I'm the last. I'm the final girl. I am 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 the final girl. All you see is the horror of my story. Had no hope at all. There's no hope at all. All you see is the horror of my story. Had hope all along. There's hope all along. I am the final girl. I am the final girl. I am the final girl. I'm the last one in the world. I am the final girl. I am the final girl. I'm the last one in the world. I am the final girl.
Wow. Wow.
I really do love it because it's about something that I love as well. So
Yeah. No, I was just looking at you and you just look like a little girl there. You know, I just saw your inner child, which was quite
Yeah.
beautiful. So you're a brilliant songwriter as well as being an artist. Put us songwriters to shame. Just do it forever.
To be fair, they're my lyrics. I have an amazing group of lads behind us. I don't understand music at all.
No, but you're coming up with the melody, right? You're singing the melody.
Well, I get a lot of help with the melody.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, we throw things backwards and forwards in the practice room. The lads will eventually settle on, and I get a lot of help with the melody. And
so
once
you're
I've got
together.
all this, yeah, every week, all the time. And that's the bit I love, being in a room with creative people. And just, yeah, sometimes it's like, this one's never going to happen. But then it, you know, after kicking it about for weeks and months, something brilliant comes out. But some of them just happen like that.
Yeah.
I'm really fortunate that whatever rabbit hole I'm going down at the time, be it, I'm going to write a song about women in horror, I'm going to write a song about female Russian bombers in the segment. The lads all just go, yeah. If I hear something, I've got a list of subjects and I can match them up.
Yeah.
And then I can put the lyrics to it.
It's really important to work with people that make you feel comfortable like that.
Yeah.
So that, you know, because actually you're kind of creating a painting together.
Yeah.
So, and that's wonderful. So, I mean, we are fast running out of time. So I need to know more about your band. You've done 3 albums now, is it?
No,
No,
one album.
3.
One album.
I've got 3 different releases that I can see coming up on.
There might be a couple of singles.
Okay, beg your pardon. Sorry.
No, not at all. We started in 2017 with one of my best mates, Craig, as the singer.
Okay.
And I was just in the audience, and they were amazing. And he wrote really passionate. Wrote really passionate songs, socialist songs about injustices, and
Yeah.
just fantastic. And Craig passed away the night after a gig. Really, just.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. And we all got together and obviously supported each other. And then the lads went, we've already got a gig booked. We want it to be a tribute to Craig. Will everybody, can we have 6 of his friends? You're all going to sing 2 songs each. And then we'll just bow out. And we were like, yeah, okay. And I was drunk at the wake and I went, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, of course I did. Because I loved them and I loved him.
Mm.
And then it got close and I went, I've never been on stage before. I can't sing. And they were like, just come to a couple of practices. Anyway, we did it. And it was an amazing night and everybody was amazing. And then I got a text the next morning going, can we talk to you? And because I am the way I am, I went, oh.
Yeah, you thought you were going to get a ticking off.
I know I got drunk. Did I swear when I was on the mic? Did I do something? Oh, and I just sat on the couch and I was just ready. And they came around and went, we want to continue.
Oh, wow.
And no pressure, but there's no plan B. So if you don't do this, we're probably not gonna.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Which was amazing. And I'm glad they did it that way because it didn't give me a chance to say no.
Yeah. So you fell into it by doing something for someone and a group of people you loved. And then they wanted, that's a really beautiful story. And I saw that you were actually on BBC introducing for BBC Radio Newcastle.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that. What happened?
No, we've just been sending stuff out everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, last year was good. We had a lot. We got on Rebellion, Northeast Calling, lots of things. And yeah, getting on the BBC radio was a bit sort of.
Well, getting on the introducing, I think that's quite hard.
Yeah, it really is.
So the fact that you've done it, that's a massive achievement.
It felt like we ticked a lot of things off a wish list last year.
Yeah.
But then November we started writing again. And we're going into the studio on Sunday to record our second album, which I'm absolutely in love with and really proud of the songs that we've put in there. And we have a London-based record collective called Serial Bowl,
Okay.
who support bands all over the world, but put out releases, put on gigs, support charities. They're fantastic. And we've signed to them and they're going to put it out on vinyl for us.
Woo!
I have a vinyl, like that's just, so yeah. So
Oh.
hopefully that'll be out in August, September. So yeah.
That
It's,
is exciting. Okay, so I mean, where should people go to find out about the band?
We've got the usual Facebook page. We're on Bandcamp. We're on Spotify. So yeah, just Google. We're all over YouTube. A lot of my early gigs are on YouTube. They're hilarious. So you'll just see me looking like a rabbit in the headlights and not singing very well. But I hated that. I hated that everything was being documented because you don't have that in your normal life.
No, that's very true.
But actually, yeah, I'm going to start learning to treasure that because it's like, wow, look how it's got better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did it regardless. I know how bad I felt then and I still did it.
And every gig, I always, say, and people say, every gig is like 10 rehearsals. You can be in a rehearsal room, you can rehearse till high heaven, but if you don't actually go and do a gig, then you're never going to get past a certain point. So, if you've done 10 gigs, that's like, every gig is 10 rehearsals. That's like 100 rehearsals. So you go,
that makes sense.
So does the band have a website, or is it all on Facebook?
No, it's all kind of socials and we all work and we're all pretty useless at keeping up on things like. But you can contact us, Facebook, and then I don't know. We might have an Instagram.
Yeah, Bandcamp, that sounds good. And Slalom, I can't say it very well, but that's SLALOM.
Slalom, like in
Slalom.
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 Yeah.
Slalom. Oh, that's better.
Well, the guy on Newcastle, BBC Newcastle called us Slalom D.
Oh,
So
I have heard you be called that before.
Yeah. That famous hardcore Jewish band. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we got time for one more song. Can you please introduce it for us and tell us, why you wrote this one?
This is 588. This is another one of those kind of mini obsessions that I have. There was a group of female Russian pilots in the Second World War. They were called the Night Witches because their planes were so old and rickety that they didn't make the normal plane noise. So the Germans thought they were actual witches on broomsticks because they made this Russian noise. So they had really bad equipment, really old planes, so they didn't show up on radar. And they used it all to their advantage and were amazing women. And they were recognised, but they weren't allowed to fly in the victory parades because their planes were too slow. So they kind of went into obscurity, and you read about these women and they learned to be pilots in 4 months instead of 4 years.
God.
And then joined the battle. And it's why, this should be statues to these women all over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just reading about them and going, how did I not know about,
Well, how cool that you are, showing the light to these women and what they've done. That's
yeah,
great.
I don't want to preach to people, but I do kind of want to go, look, I didn't know about this, so you might not. Do you know what I mean? It's that I'm not, I never want to feel like I'm going, you need to know about this or you need to act on this. I'm learning stuff.
Yeah.
So I presume, maybe you don't know about it either, so have a look.
Yeah. And it's good to share, isn't it? I mean, a lot of what you said, especially in your songs, kind of made me feel tingly in a nice way. So positive energy, isn't it?
Thank you. I hope so. Yeah.
Lovely.
So
All
this is 588, that was their squadron number.
Okay, here is 588.
Operation Barbarossa in the
Thank you.
Oh, Fee, thank you so much for coming on the show. I love you more after talking.
And I have to say thanks to Ian and Gaz and Tony and Goober, because they're the people that asked me.
You're a band.
They're the people who asked me to do this and thought I could do it before I thought I could do it. So yeah.
I love the outcome. I love listening to you sing.
Thank you.
It's fantastic, the things you're singing about, you know, and you are lifting up the female spirit, which is absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for asking us. I'm still amazed that anybody wants to talk to us.
Oh, will you come back when your new album is released and tell us?
I'd love to. Yeah, it's called Waltz into Anarchy. It's got a waltz on it.
Wicked. Very much.
We'll have a dance at Rebellion.
I can't wait.
Thank you so much.
I won't get drunk and start crying this year.
No, we both will at some point, so don't worry about it. It's fine.